Sometimes the world just works. Sometimes it goes your ways, you're stirring the pot of goodness, the broth is heavenly, everything is right and good, then you just lift out the spoon to lick it clean, and you screw the whole thing up! But I can't complain, because potion craft has been a treat to play. While playing off work by watching YouTube videos, I came across an ad for a game. Not some trash mobile game, but the aforementioned Potion Craft, a game in which you craft potions. The title was sweet, simple, and explanatory, and the ad really showed off the game. I quickly went to Steam and added the game to my wishlist. I was surprised that the ad worked, and that I generally was looking forward to buying this game. Two things that rarely happen to me. Then I saw there was also a demo for this game. I could play it in an incomplete form, judge it without paying for it, or gain the whole experience. Amazing. Then I failed to complete the script, and the game was released in early access. So now I have to pay for it, and was fine doing so. It is well worth it, and fairly cheap all things considered. And now I can give you my review of the game. Potioncraft is a crafting game, but has elements of exploration to it as well. It does away with the monotony of crafting most games have, and makes it a fun experience that honestly feels bad to automate, even when that would be optimal. There are two main things to do in this game: make potions and sell them. To make potions, you choose the ingredients and mash them up in a mortar and pestle, or you just drop them in the pot raw. Raw is sometimes best, but the satisfaction of crushing up ingredients feels so good. Sometimes you just stop caring about what works best. I don't care if these substances are volatile as nitrogen, I just want to mash them into paste. Ah, that's nice. Different things have different crunches and different sounds to them. Rocks and crystals break and crack before turning to powder. Flowers mash down to a pulp, and mushrooms puff out of existence. Once turned to powdery paste, the ingredients can be taken out and potted, or dropped onto the work table for later use. I have found you can try to skill shot them into the cauldron. A minigame that is deeply satisfying, but unfortunately there does seem to be a ceiling or height limit to how far you can drop the object into the pot with. Another lovely thing about the pulp balls is they don't always have to be fully crushed. They can be left in a slightly crushed shape, where they have bits and pieces poking out at various different places. Plant bundles, when laid on the table, also spread out in a satisfying fashion, and can be put halfway into the pot or mortar, and in this case, some of the plant will fall into the pot, then the rest of it just sort of follows it in a swoop-like manner. With these crushed and uncrushed balls, you can make potions, and to do this, you use the potion map. This map starts in the center with a little bottle just chilling there. The map has all sorts of directions it can go, like most maps do. By putting the ball in the pot, it puts a line on the map that will determine the path the bottle will go. The crushedness of the ball will decide how far down the course the bottle can travel, with a minimum distance if the ball was completely uncrushed. By finely pestling your ingredients with gentle motions of stone on plant, you can carefully tune a perfect path for the bottle to take to get to its destination. The destination your bottle is going to is potions. Scattered across the map are bottles that represents craftable potions. By parking your flask or bottle on these said bottled locations, you can make the potion. The better you park your potion on the potion icon, the better the potion will be. You can make all sorts of potions: healing, poison, fire, ice, lightning, and, well, I haven't even found all of them yet. And honestly, that's how I like it. To discover a potion, you have to place the bottle over unknown potion icon and craft it. There's some indication to what the potion will be by which ingredients you add to your pot. The red flowers are fiery, and the blue are watery. The white are airy, and the green are dirty. Mixing and matching these will get you to some expected destinations. Fire flowers will make a fire potion, eventually, and water flowers will make you an icy potion. Light comes from fire and air, and healing comes from earth and water. Sometimes you'll find the logic doesn't seem to connect, but what I have to say to you is learn better alchemy. Discovering these potions is a fraught foray into the unknown. The map is not filled out, and your bottle has to go into the unknown depths to illuminate the terra incognito of your fog of war. However, in the depths lurks danger. If your bottle crosses too many bones, then the potion will fail. And if it hits these swirly things, well, I don't know what happens. I've tended to avoid them. Well, it's not a warp gate. It just pulls you towards the center of the spinny thing. Okay. There are also these little books everywhere. it is a good idea to cross them on your way, because they give you XP for leveling. Leveling gives you upgrades. The best upgrade is the exploration one. This makes your bottle push back more fog, and you can just ignore the rest of them. They don't matter. To move the bottle along the path, which is needed to make the potions, you have to stir the pot with the wooden spoon, and the movements determine how far the bottle travels. When you are getting close to the perfect potion, you stir less and less. Then you drop the spoon. It took me a while to realize this, and I kept taking it out of the pot and ruining my potions. Bad idea. Dropping it stops all stirring, so you don't have to worry about gravity mixing things up. I do like that you can take both the pestle and the spoon out of their respective receptacles and just throw them about. The somatic freedom of this game is amazing. Another thing I discovered later on, which, while useful, is barely mentioned in the tutorial, is the water jug. It is to the left of your cauldron, and it can dilute your mix. It has this very nice feeling of you just grab it and tip it, and it will pour more or less water depending on how much you tip it. Diluting your potion draws the bottle back towards the center of the map. This is useful if you mess up and need to reset, or your ingredient doesn't quite line up and you just need a bit extra. Also, it's just so satisfying pouring this water into the cauldron. It just looks so crisp and clean. To finally craft a potion, you need to pump the bellows. This will add the potion effect to the bottle. Then you can press craft to collect the potion, add more effects to it, or you can save the potion. To add more effects, you add more ingredients and bring it to a different potion location. Then you pump the bellows again, and this will add yet another effect to your bottle. A potion can hold up to 5 parts or effects, and so to say, levels in it. Each level of perfection counts as a part. So if my potion is perfection level 3, then I can only hold 2 more parts in it. Once you've gone through all these extra steps and crafted yourself a potion of healing explosions, you can then save the recipe, craft the potion, or choose a pretty bottle for it. I found the bottles are just an aesthetic thing, but it's a nice touch. Crafting the potion will complete the potion for you and give you a nice little bottle you can toss about on the counter or put away into your stash. Saving the recipe will also let you craft the potion afterwards, and also adds the recipe of how you made the potion to your recipe book. The recipe book is limited, but it will go through all the steps of the potion you just craft. So if you manage to make yourself a perfect potion, then it will make you that said potion. Sometimes though, you will not have the ingredients to make this potion, and you won't have ingredients to make potions in general. But that's okay, you can just pick them from your garden. The garden grows new and random plants every day. The plants are picked simply and quickly from your lovely garden, which is to the right of the main crafting room. Below your main crafting room is a basement, which is the plot of the game, and honestly I haven't looked into, and don't really care much for, because I'm too busy enjoying the game. Upstairs is your room, where you sleep, solely so you can grow new plants to then pick and make into potions. But your sleep can only happen if your pesky customers have been served for the day. Selling potions is done to the left of the potion crafting room, and is the other content of this game, as well as your motivation for making potions and how you make money. By selling the desired potion to the customer, you make your stacks. They walk up in their Old English art form and give you a narrative of what they want. They can be cryptic or straightforward. Usually the most straightforward people are asking for poison, while the cryptic people are often asking for healing. My son got hit in the head by an apple, and now evil thoughts possess him. He can no longer wear hats, and spends too much time looking at cows. That means they want a healing potion. I want poison, please. Means they want poison. I tripped yesterday because I had no light on my midnight stroll. You would think that they want a light potion, but no, they want a healing potion for their stubbed toe. I've also found, though, that people who want to buy poison from you usually don't tell you why. And frankly, it's none of your business. You're just making them the thing, and anyone motivated to buy a potion of poison at your preposterous prices is a person not to cross. To gouge your customers for the potions, you can sell them more perfect potions with extra effects to raise the pricing to account for the extra work and ingredients spent on the process. This is always not worthwhile though. If someone wants a healing potion for their cut finger, they don't need a resurrection potion that heats their homes and walks the dog. They need a finger cut fixer. Reading the customer's instructions is important. Once you have processed and produced the potion, then place it on the scale where they will place gold to balance out the transaction. You can accept the price or haggle for better. This opens up a minigame of click the sticky wicket, and the more sticky wickets you happen to click, the more gold will balance out the transaction in your favor. Then you can jump out and get a deal. This will sometimes hurt or help the feeling, as people don't really like bargaining. If you fail to click the sticky wickets while talking about food, weather, politics, or women, then this will tip the scales in the direction of less gold. This makes you lose out on profit. Also, your poorly worded words will upset the customer, damaging your popularity. The popularity system I paid little attention to at first, but then I noticed that good popularity gives you better prices and encourages more merchants to come by, while bad reputation makes people buy stuff for less and makes the prices of traveling merchants greater. There is also a reputation system, which is affected by, let's say, selling poison decreases your reputation, while selling a healing potion increases your reputation. But as far as I can tell so far, it's just numbers, and I've mostly ignored that as well. It's not really crafting potions, and that's all I care about in my potion crafting game. Another thing that might affect your popularity is just dismissing a customer without making the potion for them. This also makes you lose out on the chances of making money, which in its own right is bad, but it does move forward the day. This can be on purpose because you don't like the customer's ugly face, or you're just out of stock at the moment, or you can't make the potion as you spent all your red mushrooms on hallucination potions and have nothing left for a healing salve. Whatever the case may be, this can be remedied through purchasing from a herbalist, dwarven miner, or shroom man. They sell exotic ingredients your garden just does not provide, as well as some it does. They have a random list of things to buy at random prices, and you can also haggle for these products. It is well worth your while to haggle, as you can save hundreds of golds. Red rock and growing shrooms ain't cheap. You can also sell flowers to them to make some money back, then send them on their way to make even more money from your new customers. I think money is also important to the plot, but it also just lets you buy stuff, and the game's current rate of development in early access, I still really just don't care for the plot, and more see as money as a device to let me know if I'm winning the game or not, and how well I'm doing by making my stacks. I really like this game, and while I have not played it to excessiveness, I find it relaxing and fulfilling. It feels good for a slow day, like sitting by a fire, drinking tea that you brewed yourself with the greens from your own garden. They could be poisonous, but the warmth spreading through your body is nice, so it doesn't matter. The game does have the risk of damaging your hands with the somatic movements, but really, that's most games anyways. I really love how roundabout you can be in crafting your potions, how silly the haggling minigame is, how nice it feels to just throw things about, the sound and the feeling or texture in your work. The music is calming, and you can just replace it with a podcast if you feel like it. The art is also really lovely. I really like the old medieval style put in the games. It really works for me. This game feels witchy and alchemy-y. I would rate it a solid getafix. I would recommend as well with all games, waiting for the full release to buy them and play, as who knows what changes will come down the line in both the game and the company making it. But when it's out, definitely consider checking Potioncraft the game out. Or if you really want to get into the early access, you can do so. But be warned, there is a risk
that the game may not be like the early access you've played.
And do participate in the early access. Try making the game better with your recommendations to the company and let them know your thoughts on it, as that's what early access is for. So yeah, that was Potioncraft. Anyways, I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank my patron, Anna Wolf, for sponsoring this video and every video I do. YouTube Abs for directing me here. Seth providing me for my internal monologue voice when writing the script. And finally, Mandalore for the encouragement and inspiration to just make a review. I'll catch you all next time. So until then, goodbye.